What is going on, guys? It's your boy, the MC Tam on the review side, Tan Tiger 01, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Tan Tiger 01. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitch as well, and follow me on Twitter at I think I mentioned on Twitter at Tan Tiger 01, and subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell notification button as well. And welcome everyone to all those who are viewing this on select few Facebook pages for the first time. Yes, I'm going to post this because I think this needs to be posted. First of all, shout out to you, Tejas Guru, for actually recommending this course of action. But yeah, if you know anything about me, I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you know anything about me, I am a very, very passionate person. In fact, one of my rants has manifested in me receiving a few trolls online, especially from the Indian side. But anyways, welcome to another long delay. Like an episode that's coming back after a very long delay. Well, episode of Straight Down the Middle, where we're gonna talk about the Bangladesh cricket debacle right now. Is it a temporary setback, like just a low that is temporary, like just a shock of Hathras Singh leaving, or is this a very serious problem that needs to be addressed right away, and we can't expect it to just iron itself out? Okay, and for that I've taken down some points. I've taken down some discussing points, and by the way, yes, there most likely will be some offensive language. If you're that type, stop this video right now. I'm not gonna apologize for anything. Stop. I'm just gonna give you a warning. Stop this video right now. If that's not a problem, and you can look past the use of certain words, you're mentally that developed that a certain few words will not block your ability to process information, then continue. And if you're not gonna get offended, then continue. All right, so let's begin. Right now, we're seeing the Bangladesh cricket board turn into the Bangladesh Chicken Bureau because they're acting like headless chickens. Okay. Go back to the second test. Sabir and someone like the sports analysis in some of the Bangladeshi news channels, they actually get this right. Some of the analysts, they said Sabir Rahman, he's banned from playing domestic cricket. A person who's banned from playing domestic cricket, how come he's playing the second test? I'm like, listen, this guy smacked a little kid. If you are that forgiving, bring back Muhammad Ashraful. He didn't do something that bad in comparison. Sabir Rahman took a kid behind the side screen and smacked him, and apparently that kid wasn't even his. Yeah, bring back Muhammad Ashraful. At least he doesn't go around smacking kids. And don't tell me taking a bribe is as bad as smacking a little child. The child that is not yours. Yes, I know they can get, the more troubled ones, they can get very irritating. You have security for that. You have security guards for that. You tell them to remove them from the premises, because that is distracting your performance. You do that. No matter what they do to you. No, they can't do anything. No matter what they say to you. So Okay, Musaddiq Hussain. They 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 allowed Musaddiq Hussain to play in domestic cricket after showing resolute defense in the first test. Resolute defense technique in the first test. They had him play the Dhaka Premier League. I'm sorry, the Dhaka Premier League, no matter how much they want to boycott it, if they want to boycott it and that will harm, that will, and if their boycott causes, like, if they're gonna hold the BCB and its cricket performance hostage by threatening a boycott, do you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would send them those tin plates, and on the message I would say, on the like I would send a paper with that. I would say if you ever try to get employment, if I was your primary employer, I would fire you so fast that you would have to beg to keep yourself alive. This is one thing. For some reason, I'm seeing this lack of take no bullshit attitude. This lack of take no bullshit attitude. That performance and execution. The same thing that Mahmudullah said is a problem. Performance and execution is the most important thing. Not the appeasement of people who are not related to your sport and to your performance on the national team. If they're being a hindrance, if they're being an obstacle, remove the obstacle. Remove the obstacle. If they're being an obstacle. I'm not saying do anything illegal. No, I don't champion or I don't propose doing anything illegal. But decide that you are not even going to acknowledge these obstacles. The domestic cricket circuit, they took someone else as well. I forget who it is. So you had these, and listen, here's the thing. Nasir Hussain, either keep him in the team or don't keep him in the team. Don't do this half-hearted nonsense. Keep him in the team or don't keep him in the team. Okay? The Sabir Rahman, we expected him even to be a good fielder, slip fielder. Bangladesh did not even have the intelligence after he dropped one cut, did not have the intelligence to find an excuse when Bangladesh were bowling the second test, to find an excuse, have him removed from the field, and bring on a substitute fielder who will do a better job than him and who will not drop catches that even 2-year-olds are not likely to drop. You toss a ball to a 2-year-old, he'll learn how to catch it. Second point. Okay, moving on. This was a bad series to debut so many people. Honestly, Bangladesh are on the back foot going into the T20 series. Why did you debut 4 people? What does Zakir Hussain do? You have Imran Khan on the side. Hell, you even had at times you had Mominul Haq scoring, like, a better run a ball. He had a decent performance in the BPL, and he's at least a bit more experienced in international cricket and in facing the Sri Lankan opposition. Why do you debut Zakir Hussain? No, why do you debut Zakir Hussain? You're on the back foot, you want to win, and you're bringing in so many people as if. And you know what? I've noticed this lately, but I'll get that. I didn't view it as a problem then, but maybe it is becoming a problem. And look, look, look. I'm just telling you the thing. Get rid of Saifuddin. He is not ready for international cricket. I don't know what people see in him. If he bowls like this in the matches, and he bowls so much better in the nets, then that means he needs therapy. He needs to see a sports psychiatrist, a sports therapist, and that I'll get to. That is also another point I'll get to later. I don't know why Mahmudullah is defending him. And this is the BCB right now. They're the players are walking on eggshells. Okay, I won't forget this. Tamim Iqbal said the one BPL match that the Mirpur pitch is not that good. Nazmul Hasan or Nazmul Hussain Papon, whatever the fuck his name is, there was a clip of him screaming like মিরপুর মাঠ অলরেডি একটা ডিমেরিট খেয়ে ফেলছে তামিমের জন্য যদি আমরা আরেকটা ডিমেরিট খেয়ে ফেল আরো কয়েকটা ডিমেরিট খেয়ে ফেলি আমাদের গ্রাউন্ড বাতিল হয়ে যাবে what happened after the second test what happened how do those words taste those same words you're eating now Papon how do those words taste instead of just shouting at people okay you have to take their criticism seriously. Listen, do you want the same thing that happened to the West Indies Cricket Board to happen to the BCB? The West Indies Cricket Board thinking that the board is bigger than the players? Do you really want that to happen? Remember, without the players, the board has no function. Without the players, the board has no function. There is no point of a cricket board and the officials of the cricket board if there are no players. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that the board members are not more important. Don't ever forget that the board members are not more important than the players themselves who actually play the sport. Don't ever forget that, because it is on their performance. It is on their performance that even you are seeing success. Next point. Okay. Third point. Hathura Singh said it was his knowledge of the Bangladesh cricket players that helped him. How come the BCB did not prepare for this? They had enough time. They had enough time. During the BPL, after the BPL, they had enough time. How come they didn't prepare for this? And to be honest, I have been under coaches. Okay? I have been under coaches. I have played domestic cricket myself, okay, in England. I have played domestic cricket myself. I have been under coaches. I have been under teams of coaches, individual coaches and teams of coaches. What was needed was not that complicated to the level that you needed a coach to instruct you what to do. I'm sorry, this is 2018. You cannot act like children anymore. You cannot act like children anymore. Let go of this notion that without a guru, you are completely lost and you can do nothing on your own. Let go of this debilitating mindset and debilitating, okay, crippling, and to a point destroying destructive philosophy, even if it is something within the South Asian culture. This is 2018. A lot of the paradigms, even of culture, are being changed. Of man-made culture, are being changed. Okay, you have to be pragmatic about it. Yeah. If you're not, if you guys are not ready for that, yeah, that's your problem. If your culture not ready, that's your problem. If you're not ready for that, and people are not like that, no, that's your problem. That's the people's problem. It's a flaw that needs rectification. You cannot just say, the flaw is ubiquitous, so we have to accept it as a norm. No. If there is a flaw, it has to be rectified. Otherwise, you have to embrace all the failures that come with it. Not just accept it. You have to embrace it. You have to welcome all the detrimental failures that come with the consequence of accepting so many flaws. The tactic, right from the get-go, should have been that Haturu Singha knows our tactics inside out. So what do? It's going to be difficult. Yes, it's going to be very difficult. He knows all our secrets. But what can we do to actually ameliorate such a huge obstacle? How can we counter plan for his plans? Because if they know our strengths, if they know our weaknesses, work on the weaknesses. Work on the weaknesses. Reinforce the strengths. This was the perfect time for Bangladesh to show the world that even with the challenge of one of our greatest coaches leaving us, we will not be deterred. And you failed. Next point. I'm sorry. Maybe it is time Courtney Walsh's influence gets re-evaluated. Like I said, this is 2018. People are not going to give two fucks. They can search their entire, what do you call it in Bengali, decimals and decimals of land, acres and acres of land. They cannot find two fucks, even if they dig up their grounds. Dig up their grounds, find nests, find many nestings of insects and tracks of foot-long serpents, foot-long snakes burrowing through the earth. They cannot find two fucks to give about Courtney Walsh's past reputation, that we cannot possibly fire such a big name guy. Shut the fuck up. Reevaluate Courtney Walsh. I'm sorry. I'm not saying fire him right away, but at least put him on serious notice. On serious notice that, listen, Courtney, not Mr. Walsh. Listen, Courtney, we are not satisfied so far with your performance, so you will have to improve your performance. You will have to improve the outcomes of the students that you coach. We need to see them perform on the bigger stage, because in the end it is only performance that is paramount. No, not only it is performance that is the biggest factor and should be the main factor. Once performance comes in, then everything else will follow. In the words of one of my very early captains when I used to play for Yorkshire, he gathered the team. Okay? After a practice session we had. This is just within ourselves. He asked, and this was before going into a big tournament, if I'm not mistaken. This was before going into a big championship tournament. He said, when you play cricket, what is your mindset? Me, like most other people, we said our mindset is to play good cricket and first is the sportsmanship, then next is to play good cricket and win in competition. You know what he said? He said that's not my mindset. My mindset is to dominate the opponents. That's it. That should be your mindset. Dominate the opponents. Enough of this bullshit about like just like this is like just some sort of Sunday school kind of picnic bullshit. No, dominate the opponents. That should be your mindset. If you win by 20 runs, don't be satisfied. Look to win by 30. If you win by 30 runs, don't be satisfied. Look to win by 40. Look to improve your performance to the point where your opponent feels humiliated in defeat to you. The year started off that way. And boy, did it come crashing down. Like a plane flying 45,000 feet has just lost both its wings. Boy, did it come crashing down. Next point. Abdul Razak, when he made a comeback, he performed pretty well, and I think he brings in a good experience factor. Tushar Imran is also performing in the domestics. Maybe someone should phase a final comeback of Tushar Imran as well. Lord knows, like if you're gonna try Sabir Rahman and Musaddaq Hussain and all these other this, that, and the third people in the middle order, you know what? Bring back Tushar Imran. Why not? He has been performing year after year after year. First balanced cricketer to cross 10,000 domestic runs. Reward him with that performance. Why not? At least right now you are getting experience coming in with this addition instead of naivety coming in with the addition. Instead of debuting someone, have him get very nervous and whatnot, have Tushar Imran come in. Someone who's experienced, someone who knows how to think, who won't be blocked with so many mental pressures. Okay, next point, and getting back to the Sabir Rahman point. Look, Sabir Rahman, go home. Go home. I don't give two fucks how much money your family has. Go home. No, and listen. No. Listen. Don't think that the fans owe you anything. No. Don't. You owe the fans performances. You owe them. If you can't deliver, stay out of it. Stay the fuck out of it. If you're going through some mental problems, okay? Because the way Sabir Rahman is acting, he might have some domestic issues, some personal issues that manifests into some outbursts and some bad behavior. Okay? If that is the case, go home, take some time off, sort out your life, and then come back. Come back with much more of a cleaner, clearer, and stable mind, so that you have much more of your mental effort to focus on your performance as a player and on cricket in whatever role you are given. Maybe the BCB could lighten the domestic ban, but at least for 6 or 7 months, go home, sort out your life, and then come back. Next, the slip fielding problem. Maybe Bangladesh should groom Nasir Hussain, the next point, as a genuine slip fielder. Because, come on, we have to be very honest here. We need some consistency. We definitely need some consistency. Maybe in the domestics, they should groom Nasser Hussain in all these matches that, like, to be a genuine slip fielder and have him practice and have him get more experience with that. And also, some more responsive to bowling pitches will also help. That'll generate more edges, so the slips can get into action a bit more. Okay. And okay, I follow ESPN Cricket Info. I can't necessarily, like, they're not that good anymore with their with the postings of the DPL. Otherwise, I would love to follow all the matches at least through scorecard of the Dhaka Premier League. Next point: if coaching is an issue, then buy the, what's it called, Nidahas Trophy. Have Muhammad Salahuddin be an interim coach. Why not? Apparently, he has influenced a lot of good performances and a lot of good players as well. If I'm not mistaken, the latest one being Mominul Haq, or the latest account of it being Mominul Haq. I think right now this is a time. Not Khalid Mahmood. Not someone who ESPN Cricket Info has at one point has said the least talented person to ever captain a test team. Because that's not how human beings work. Human beings generally, instinctively, they tend to follow a model, a role model who is successful, much more than a role model who is not very successful in his own personal life and whatnot, not like in his own performance or whatnot. So a successful coach, it will attract more attention instinctively, more than a coach who has not performed too much in his life. So I don't know, not Khalid Mahmood, but if you're looking for someone domestic to fill in the void, bring in Khalid Mahmood. No, sorry, not Khalid. Bring in Muhammad Salahuddin. This is my suggestion. Next point. Bangladesh has now relaxed its FTP, apparently. Okay? Look at us. We were very player friendly. IPL সময় আমাদের কোনো আন্তর্জাতিক খেলা হবে না. Shut up. Okay, shut up. Dumbasses. Okay, during the IPL, who's not playing? Shakib's not playing? No, Shakib's not playing. Mustafi's not playing. I'm not sure about other people, but these are the names that that are in my mind right now. Let me know if there's someone else. Okay. Either tour or like if not, that's not possible, invite either Zimbabwe, Afghanistan, or Ireland for a full series, or whatever is possible, and give your players the experience they need to develop and handle the pressure without relying on Mustafiz Rahman and Shakib Al Hasan. This is something they need drastically right now. They need to learn right now how to deal with tough conditions without relying on Shakib Al Hasan, without relying on Mustafiz Rahman. This is how great players are made. This is how players truly develop. Okay? And like I said, it can be something small. It can be just a 5-match ODI series, or a 3-match ODI series, a 3-match and a 220 ODI series, or maybe a two test and a or even a single test, one test and a 3-match ODI series. And final point. Final point. Regarding the match demerit points, they said, okay, we're going to spread out the matches. They should have done this before. You have a Fatullah Stadium. You should have used that Fatullah Stadium over here. You have a stadium in Bogora. Sri Lanka has played. Sana Jayasuriya has played in that stadium. The Sri Lankan team has played in the stadium. Use that stadium. You have the MAZ Stadium. Use that stadium. You have the Cox's Bazar Stadium. You can use this opportunity that I've just recommended. And it's not like there are tons and tons of Zimbabwe players playing in the IPL. I'm sorry, Zimbabwe cricket fans, but your cricket has demoted itself to the point of being enhancement talent. You are now an enhancement team. You make other teams look good. Like you are used to make other team the people from the debutants or the newcomers of other teams gain more experience, while losing in the process. I'm sorry to come to that. West Indies is slowly heading for that as well. Okay. So yeah, it's not like droves of Afghanistan or Irish players are going to the IPL. No, use this opportunity to debut these grounds, at least in a T20 or an ODI. A test might be difficult, but T20 or ODI capacity. Use the Cox's Bazar ground. I'm not too fond of the Khulna ground, but whatever. Use the Khulna ground. Use the Sylhet ground a bit more. Keep the matches away for once from the Sher-e-Bangla National Stadium and from the Zahur Ahmed Chaudhry Stadium. It's not like you have a shortage of stadiums. Use the MAZ Stadium. And any of the stadiums I missed, you can't go back to the Bangabandhu anymore, but if I'm not mistaken, they still play domestic cricket at the MAZ Stadium in Chittagong. Use that. Oh, sorry, that was not my final. That was not my final point. This is my final point. Finally, hire a fucking sports psychologist or sports therapist. If you have one, fire that person. Fire him or her, because I don't know who it is. And then hire someone better. If you have the money, use that money. So ultimately, to answer the question, is this a temporary problem, or is this a serious is this a temporary setback? I asked at the start of the show. Or is this a serious problem that needs immediate rectification? It's a bit of both in my eyes. It's a bit of both. But this is something that definitely needs some serious rectification. And this serious rectification needs to be shown in the Nidahas Trophy. Like, look, I'm a Bangladesh cricket fan, but I did not give them a chance. I did not give them a single chance in the T20 series or the second test. Because I'm a pragmatic person. I'm a realistic person. I am not a Bangladesh cheerleader. If you're Bangladesh cheerleaders and this hurts your thong-wearing hearts, that's not my problem. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about any of the points that are mentioned. And if you want to make any extra points that I have missed out. Alright, I'm looking forward to your comments and suggestions. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitch as well. This is your boy, the MC Tamman 1, Tanveer Syed, the Bengal Dragon, signing out.